And we're kind of looking around the division. You're looking at the Rams, right? They had another, let's go, interesting offseason. So a couple of things happened. McVay, season ended. He kind of went into this period where he's deciding: Am I staying? Am I going? What is my next step? Right? And obviously, you don't want to lose Sean McVay. We know he is a top, probably 5 head coach.
Easily.
He's brilliant. A really, really good culture. I mean, good with the X's and O's. Just a good guy to have in your organization. Somebody you do not want to lose as your head coach. So what the Rams did was say, okay, Sean, come on back. We'll make you a deal. We'll move off old, expensive defensive players. Let's give you some help on offense, right? Last year was really, really rough in terms of offensive line was poor, which led to Stafford getting hurt, which means we're watching backups. Receiver depth was very thin once Cooper Kupp was out. So they made a clear effort. Sean, we will get you some help. We'll spend some money on the offense. We're going all in on you, basically. You and Stafford. Let's go, right? You, Stafford, Cooper Kupp. That's it. We'll go out. We'll go all in, right? Bobby Wagner, see ya. Jalen Ramsey, bye. Right? Pretty much everybody except Aaron Donald, you're expendable on the defensive side, right? And so it's interesting when you look at from the time they won the Super Bowl till right now, almost the fall from grace in a sense, because I think their roster is far from ready to compete for a championship right now. And I said whenever they won the championship, I said, be careful about bringing everybody back, right? They brought everybody back. We'll give you an extension, and you get an extension, and everybody's getting paid. Be careful, right? And now look where we are. They just had, a 5-win year? At one point, they started Baker Mayfield at quarterback. Wake up, right? A little bit of a fall from grace. They kind of mortgaged the future, went all in, signed everybody, and now it's biting them in the ass. So what do I think the Rams look like this season? That's a tough one, right? I haven't looked a ton into their schedule yet. I don't think it's super hard. I don't think it's super favorable either. Somewhere in the middle. To me, they have a lot of components that you really, really need. Right? We always talk about not every position is valued the same. Right? We obviously know quarterback is at the top. Right? Coach is right there with them. Wide receiver is right up there. And a stud that can get after the quarterback. Those are 4 of the most important, 6 positions. You throw left tackle in there and throw DB in there.
Or safety. So,
oh, God. Miss me with that. Gross. What are you,
Minka?
Oh, I like Minka, but let's not act like safeties are valuable. That's ridiculous. What are we, Chicago? Go look who pays safeties the most. It's Chicago and Seattle. Newsflash, they're not winning anything. But no, I mean, they have, it would be DB and left tackle next. Now, those are lacking a little bit. Left tackle's getting there. I think they have too many important positions solved to be bad again. I don't see them being another 5-win team. To me, they feel more like 8 or 9. And in the NFC, that will get you competitive for a wild card spot. I don't think they're the Niners. I know I kind of shit on Seattle there for a second, but I don't think they're even Seattle. I think Seattle's a better football team today. I think their offensive line's better. I think their weapons are better. Coaches here or there. I'd prefer McVay. But, I mean, there's a certain argument for Pete Carroll, absolutely. I think the defense is more well-rounded in Seattle, so I don't think they're Seattle. So puts me the 3rd best team in the division. I think they're significantly better than Arizona. We've talked about them. They're tanking in my eyes. So, and you look around the NFC, right? So the division winners will get in. So we think probably, Minnesota. We haven't done our predictions yet, but probably Minnesota. We'll go with your prediction. We'll go with Carolina, probably Philly, and then the Niners, right? So who else? That leaves 3 spots. I think Detroit's a really good football team. I think they get in. I think New Orleans has a real case. It's a weak division. I think they could get in. I think Dallas could get in. There's your 3 teams. Where do the Rams sit? That's not even counting Seattle.
They are not even on the fringe, I would say.
I think it's an 8-win team that will be competing until week 18, but I think ultimately they missed the playoffs.
I agree. Now, it's just how often do you see a team bounce back from a season, like from a down year like they just had, to having something like special this year that could make a playoff run? Now, if they make the playoffs, they're not going anywhere. Nowhere.
It depends how healthy they are, I think.
And I mean, I guess it would depend on a couple matchups here and there, but I can't see them being a very high seed.
So I mean, theoretically, if they went in as the 7, they'd probably get what? San Francisco, who's the 2?
If either San Francisco or Philadelphia.
Those are probably the top 2 seeds, we think.
Right.
Maybe Minnesota. If it's Minnesota, I'd take them.
Yeah, but there's no way Minnesota's getting the top 2 seeds here.
Probably not. Probably the Niners.
They're not going
to.
They're not going to go 11-3 in one possession games.
You're probably right.
That's
So
just
they
not gonna
probably get San Fran first round. You're right. They don't go anywhere.
Yes, and it's just something has always. It's felt off since that Super Bowl win.
I told you, don't bring everybody back. Like, it's the whole, like, bring everybody back
Tampa
thing.
did it. It didn't work.
Bill Belichick never brought anybody back.
No.
Like, it was never like, hey, let's pay everybody.
You're right. You kind of made the reference there, but they were the Oprah of contracts. They were just giving everybody a contract.
Everybody, yeah.
Just because it worked once does not mean it's going to work again in this league.
I'm very interested to see. It's one of those teams, I think, you go division by division here, like, teams that I think are fascinating to watch. Like, I think Pittsburgh is fascinating to watch. Is Kenny Pickett going to blossom into a star? Is he going to kind of regress to what we think his mean is, which is like a Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff type?
Right.
I mean, you go, like, I am absolutely fascinated by C.J. Stroud in Houston.
It's going to
Because I think they have some pieces there. And if he can play, it's a 6-win team, 7-win team, which is a vast improvement. If he can't, though, they're going to be bad again.
Hell, even Jordan Love in Green Bay is more interesting.
I think Jordan Love in Green Bay is fascinating. I think Aaron Rodgers in New York is absolutely polarizing. That's going to be. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait for Justin Herbert and Kellen Moore, because if that doesn't work, I love Herbert. What if they don't win a playoff game this year?
Then you have to.
Staley's gone.
Then
for
Staley's
sure.
gone. You have to get rid of Staley, but you don't move Justin Herbert.
No. But you're going to hear some. You're going to hear some arguments for it.
Sure. But, I mean, as long as he has a good statistical year, puts up numbers, throws a good amount of touchdowns, and stays away from bad timed interceptions, he'll be fine.
My point is, like, going through divisions there, that is the most interesting team in that division, for
I think
sure.
so. And then you have the rebound year for the Broncos.
Yeah. I think the Rams are the most interesting team, though, in the NFC West. We know Arizona's going to be bad.
You know, Arizona's going to be
Seattle's
bad.
going to be pretty much the same
now,
thing.
what happens with at quarterback with the 49ers will be interesting.
That's going to be interesting, but I think like, would it surprise you if you said the Rams, McVay's at the top of his game, Stafford's back to form, Cooper Kupp has another historic year, they win 13 games. Would it floor you? Not really.
No.
I'd be like, okay, yeah. But would it shock me if it was like, hey, Stafford's banged up again, Cooper Kupp had an okay year, they win 5 games. That wouldn't shock me either.
No, it wouldn't.
Like, I'm excited to see which way it's going to go.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. And I think the NFL does a good job with that, too. And I think that plays a lot into scheduling.
100%.
You're getting the right teams
100%.
at the right time. And when you have a team that's on the fringe like the Rams are, I guess, they kind of are. I don't know. I'd say they're leaning more out than they are in.
Yeah, they're on the outside looking in for sure.
But at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%.
It'll still be good to watch. But
So,
let's get into some baseball, yeah?